It's early as ever right now, but we got breaking news in the NFL. The Cincinnati Bengals finally coughed up some money. They paid Jamar Chase and T. Higgins two massive deals. Y'all know we gonna talk about it all and break it down right after this.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into an early breaking news episode from NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby. If you tuned in, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cincinnati Bengals have made two major signings to their pass catchers in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They said, Joe Burrow, we got to take care of you, big dog. Hey, Jamar Chase, we got to take care of you, big dog. T. Higgins, we know we tagged you for a second time, but you ain't got to play on the tag this year. We're going to give you some money, young. Hey, first thing first, it's early as ever, and what better way to start off the episode with some good brew off the coffee and NFL news. Now, according to Adam Schefter, Jamar Chase agreed to a 4-year, $161 million deal. T. Higgins agreed to a 4-year, $115 million deal. About damn time. Because just like a week or two ago, me and Steve-O was on that like, hey, Cincinnati, what we doing, dog? Why y'all tag T. Higgins again, dog? He showed that he is definitely one of the best wide receivers in his league and very well could be a number one elsewhere. And we know Jamar Chase. When Jamar Chase catches the ball off a slant, in route across the middle of the field, it could be a chase to the end zone. You feel me? So shout out to both of these young fellas getting that money on. Now, Jamar Chase, let's talk about him. Jamar Chase is now the highest paid non-QB in the NFL. Just seeing a little bit over, it's 40.25 after Myles Garrett got that 40. So now he's the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Well-deserved. It makes a lot of sense. And we knew it was coming. So shout out to my man, T. Higgins. Now the highest paid number 2 wide receiver in the league. Both of these guys, when you compare them to other wide receiver duos in the league, they are now the leading guys at $69 million. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle with the Dolphins, they're at number 2, $58.3 million. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, $57 million. So now what? Now what? It's good for these young fellas, but we still got to draw attention to the Cincinnati Bengals. Because if you don't wait this long, you ain't got to pay this much if we calling it how we see it. I love that both of these guys are going to be kind of in lockstep with Joe Burrow and what he got going on with his current contract. And it's crazy because they then paid Joe Burrow and restructured some stuff to where only this season he going to have a base salary of about $25 million, according to Spot Rack. So I'm not mad at it. But the thing is now, how do you go out and continue to build out this team so you can go out there and compete now? Because we've seen this past season, if we breaking it down to the football stuff now, let's get into, we celebrate the guys for the money, well-deserved, but now let's break down the football stuff. Joe Burrow went berserk last season, and Jamar Chase had a solid year. T. Higgins had a solid year, and you still didn't make the playoffs. So now what? Now it's time to see how you can build out this squad, because I'm telling you right now, you ain't going to be able to build out the squad by just going to get a bunch of role players or a bunch of guys that you believe have a lot of upside. You're going to have to go out there and get some damn players that can make a difference, more specifically on that defensive side of the ball. And I'm be honest with you guys, the head coach is a big-ass question mark for me, and it's not simply because I don't think he's a good coach. I just think that he has his flaws for coming into the seasons with a lack of urgency, which kind of puts the Cincinnati Bengals behind the 8 ball, and they have to climb up and battle and go on these crazy win streaks just so they could be competitive to push themselves into the playoffs. So now You looking at other guys who might be scratching their head and be like, hold on, Trey Hendrickson, what we doing with him? This is a guy that's been on a mission for the last few years. I think he has 4 straight Pro Bowl seasons, definitely an all pro in the last few seasons. So he's coming in and he's scratching his head like, yeah, I understand I got 1 year deal, 1 year left on my current deal. But after I was allowed, this is Trey Hendrickson, I was allowed to seek a trade. You guys set the asking price so high, I'm still here. You gonna pay up or not? Now, I don't think Trey Hendrickson is going to be a guy that's going to come out there and disrupt everything and not play or anything like that, simply because he still has 1 year left on the deal. And I just don't see him trying to go out there and be a cancer. But one has to ask and one has to really consider, like, what about Trey Hendrickson? Is he going to be a part of your foreseeable future? Are you going to now re-up on him, or are you just going to let him play this last year out? Maybe tag him, next year, since you guys have a history of tagging some of your best players on the team. So it's going to be very, very interesting, because Joe Burrow, he placed this team in some really good positions, but that defense let him down. If we call it a spade, and Joe Burrow didn't help himself either. If we keeping it a grand and we keeping it a buck, and we looking at, hey, Joe Burrow has some costly moments throughout a lot of these games as well, but we know Joe Burrow can ball out. And now you kind of erase some of those things that you were going to have in your mind about the Cincinnati Bengals and how they push forward by simply saying, all right, cool, we got the guys locked up. But if I'm still Joe Burrow, I'm okay, what about my pass rush? If we're going to go out here and compete with the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC, the Lamar Jacksons, the Josh Allens, the Buffalo Bills just loaded up on pass rushers. I know it's going to be some games that they're going to be without those pass rushers for about 6 games, but when they return after them 6 games, that pass rush should be on and humming, or they should be building towards that. The Cincinnati Bengals, they got a lot of moves to make still, in my personal opinion. And is it going to have to come down to you banking on a heavy defensive draft for the sake of, hey, we got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we shore up the other side of the ball, because you remember, these guys led in a lot of games, and you can't have multiple games to where you're just in shootouts with every single team. You're in last year, the Bengals was in a shootout with the Titans. Y'all should have smoked them. You was in a shootout with the Dallas Cowboys. You should have smoked them. You lost 44-38 to the Steelers. I ain't saying you should have smoked them, but if you got a better defense on your side, you probably win this damn game. Then you got some other teams that's starting to rise up in the AFC. We talking about the Los Angeles Chargers, who, hey, they let go Joey Bosa. They bring back Khalil Mack. They added on to the offensive side. They're building that offensive lineup to try to edge up. And when you talk about coaches, Zach Taylor ain't no better coach than Jim Harbaugh. So you got some other things going on from other teams that's kind of like, okay, cool, y'all getting y'all bread, but what's next? Because Joe Burrow is talented enough to get you back to the Super Bowl and win. He's that damn good and that damn talented. So you got to take care of business on your end of the on the opposite side of the ball. Your offense is good. They're gonna be good. The offense is gonna be good, but I still see a hole to fill on that running back side from the offense, and your back end on the defensive side, including your pass rush outside of Trey Hendrickson, needs some help too. And I ain't gonna the whole defense need an overhaul if we're gonna keep it a buck. And hey, they got some work to do. I'm happy guys got paid, but this ain't the end all be all for the Cincinnati Bengals, bro. It's not. It's not the end all be all for the Cincinnati Bengals. And these guys got to go out there and help shore up some stuff. They got to go out there and shore up some stuff. They didn't sign some people on free agency for sure, but you got to have some guys that's going to be able to move the needle. In this draft, I'm still trying to figure it out. The 2025 draft picks, they got one in the first, one in the second, one in the third, one in the fourth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks to try to shore up a defense. Nah, you got more work to do. And you just can't go out there and neglect your offensive line, because we seen if you neglect your offensive line, you can end up like a Caleb Williams and get sacked 68 times. And Joe Burrow, he was sacked plenty of times last season as well. So how do you continuously improve? And it's not all about just one side of the ball. It's about the collective because we talked about the running back spot. You still need more support and bolstering on that offensive line, and you need a pass rush in this league to get the opposing quarterbacks on the ground because they are that damn good. So what's next, Cincinnati? I love that they gave Jamar Chase his bag. I love that they gave T. Higgins their bag. But this is the type of things that you run into when you wait too damn long. If you remember, Jamar Chase said, know your worth and then add tax. Know your worth and then add tax. So y'all think Jamar Chase was just going to sit there and settle? Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. And then the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm pretty sure if they got smart people in the building, they'll probably, try to lower their cap by throwing out bonuses and signing bonuses, or kind of wait a year or two and restructure some deals to where they get a lot of money up front to kind of lower and drop down the cap, the salary cap. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they pivot, because it's teams in the AFC that are constantly at the top for a reason. And then you got some teams that are trying to build some stuff up and that's trying to get better, and they're coming for your spot, Cincinnati. They're coming for your spot. So you got to be more well-rounded. You got to be more focused and more engaged and be more aggressive. Now, I will show kudos to the Bengals ownership and say, all right, fuck it, man. We just going to give y'all the money. But if you take care of T. Higgins last year, your pockets wouldn't be coughing up $28 million this year. If you take care of Jamar Chase last year, you wouldn't be coughing up $40 million this year. So you waited a little bit too long for my liking, but it ain't my money. It's your money. It ain't mine. It just ain't affecting me. It just give me something a little bit more to talk about. So I love it. It is what it is. But y'all better go ahead and continue to bid out this team, because it's only so many Joe Burrows in this league. It's only so many top quarterbacks in this league. You see teams struggle after they have that great quarterback. They struggle. Who was the last, before Joe Burrow, who was the last great Cincinnati Bengals? Carson Palmer? How long did it take you to get Joe Burrow? I'm just saying. Quarterbacks do not flow through the draft, or they do not come around easily. It's either you got to give up massive capital to get one in the building, or you got to swing and get lucky. And the draft, we know it's a crapshoot, bro. We see guys come through the draft with a bunch of talent all the time, and when they get on the NFL team, depending on where they are and who's setting up and what the regime is like and how the coaching is doing over there, it can very well affect you. So Cincinnati, I hope y'all don't think this is the end all be all. I'm pretty sure somebody in that building is smart enough to know we got to shore up some other things on this team. We'll see. We'll see. Because right now I got Cincinnati maybe 5 or 6 in the AFC alone. You know what I'm saying? Early. I'm just saying, because I don't see him being better than Kansas City right now. I don't see him being better than the Ravens right now. I'm gonna put the Bills over them. And then we can talk about maybe the Chargers and the Bengals starting to come up in the conversation. Maybe. I'm just saying. Hey, so figure it out. Figure it out. But we'll see. We'll see. We got Book in the building. What's the word, big dog? I got that fresh brewed coffee. It's that damn early, big dog. We had to brew the coffee. Good, man. I was happy as hell when I heard that beep, beep before I pressed live, because I'm like, yes, we need that. And yes, I did brush my teeth. If you ain't brush your teeth, not you, Book, but if you listening, you ain't brush your teeth, it's okay. Just take the phone in the bathroom, turn the volume up, and just go ahead and knock that thing out real quick. You got to brush your teeth. We used to get in trouble for that. You wake up and you think you finna go kick it and not brush your teeth and be in somebody's face with a smoky breath, a stinky breath. Yeah, okay. Mama gonna let you know. Exactly. Keys in the building. What's the word, Keys? He said, don't forget about the Texans. That's when we see. And I'm putting the Chargers and the Texans over the Bengals right now. So that leaves them at number 6. You got to get better on that defense, because I'm looking at the Texans offense. I'm looking at the Texans defense. Bengals defense can't compare. Now Trey Hendrickson, he's a monster. But one person can't. Trey Hendrickson, he can't rush the passer and be free safety or strong safety in the back end to hold up things and keep it close. You know what I'm saying? So they got a lot of work to do. So shout out to my man's Keys. Hey, my underrated team that upgraded their squad is Minnesota. Hey, no hate for me, bro. I think that's bro. When we talk about my team, who I root for, and how they built the trenches, shoo. Minnesota went out there and got some ball players to build up their trenches because they got their 2 wide receivers as well. So they went out there and invested in the trenches. And who knows? I think the only question mark is their quarterback right now. And there's rumblings that Aaron Rodgers is talking to him, or Aaron Rodgers is talking to the Giants and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, is Aaron Rodgers just about to complete the cycle of the Brett Favre moves? Like, is that just what we want to see? I don't personally care. It is what it is. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has much left in the tank, me personally, because I seen how great he can be, but I seen how bad he can be these last, 3 or 4 years? Let's call a spade. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But them questions is going to start rising up, and I'm pretty sure they're going to start having those conversations here shortly around the sports world about Trey Hendrickson and how you can continuously improve. There's probably going to be some people that jump off the ledge and say, are there Super Bowl contenders? Right now, my answer is no. Not yet. They are playoff contenders, but Super Bowl? No, not yet. That defense needs some more work. You're going to have to go ahead and grab your tools. You're going to have to grab some patchwork, some drywall, some insulation. You got to patch up that defense. That defense got to get better before I be like, yeah, they Super Bowl contenders again. Because like I said, I got 5 teams ahead of them. I really do. But, hey, it's early as hell. I tried to keep the energy low, you know what I'm saying, ease on in it. But how can you ease on into some news like this and you got good coffee right here? Good coffee right here. And yes, it's black with a little agave in there as the sweetener. Look, don't judge me for my coffee taste, man. This is what I do. That man Keith said, man, they better not get Aaron Rodgers. Ride with JJ. He got weapons and a great coach who can coach quarterbacks. If Aaron comes, JJ will ask for a trade. I don't know if he's going to necessarily ask for a trade, but I agree with everything you said before that. Don't do that. Do not do that. You got a good locker room with, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson, who don't complain. He does not complain. He said, I'm going to trust my coach. We rock with Sam Darnold. I think in an interview that he did like a week or 2 ago, he pretty much said, if JJ's the quarterback, I'm going to go out there and support him and try to ball out for him and help him too. That's the type of player I want to be rewarding in my locker room. But I ain't going to lie, though. Jamar Chase is a close. It's 1A, 1B. You can't go wrong with either one if we keeping it a buck. But hey, I love this type of stuff. And we're gonna get some more. We're gonna get some more content out for y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and stay in lockstep. And then we're gonna keep pushing this thing out. I don't know where the hell Steve-O at. Maybe over there, you know. But my man Steve-O, he gonna be rocking with me a little later. And we're going to try to get some more content out, but we definitely wanted to go ahead and just break the news for everybody so y'all can tune in and see. The NFL is moving, bro. They making moves. It's just, hey, they coughing up that money on, so we got to talk about it. It is what it is, though. But I appreciate all y'all that tuned in. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in for that daily episode that should be dropping here in a couple hours. But I appreciate y'all, man. Hit that like button, subscribe before y'all go. Y'all already know. I'm Bobby. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.